Hi viewers, and in this series I want to talk today specifically about something I mentioned in the past, which is demystifying AI and how AI actually can already be used in most enterprises. And for that, I'm very privileged to have Kheng, who is the president of ASEAN at Cisco and is one of the avid users of AI. The first question I have for you is, when you're in sales, in your capacity of sales, which part of the weeks AI is already part of your routine, of your processes?
I think, Nando, is not which part of the week, it's which part of the day that I use AI. So for me, I would like to use AI to actually ease my day. So can I tell you about today? I woke up at about 5 a.m. and then get my coffee, and then immediately I will go into my room. And the first thing that I access is our leadership dashboard, because I really love the leadership dashboard because it has everything in there. I will know exactly what is the pipeline, the deals, and where I would most probably end up for the quarter. So it's really a tool that I love to use because it gives me a lot of predictability for my business. So that's the first thing. Then when it comes to meetings and all this kind of stuff, I would invite AI Insights for Sales, and the AI Insights for Sales would take all the notes and meeting summary and give the action items, which I love. I don't have to write down notes that can completely focus on the meeting.
Both internal and external, right? With customers as well?
Yeah, customer at this moment, not yet, because we need to get the permission from the customer, but I would like to use it internally for myself and for my sales team.
And if all these tools, for example, the leadership dashboard, when you see something, one of the countries that you're dealing with maybe not coming to the forecast or to the plan, it helps you. You have the predictability to take action, right? And vice versa. Yes. If one of them is doing very well, you also have a chance to push them to really realize the value. Is that how you use it, or?
For sure, of course. So you see, I love dashboard that gave me very timely information. Well, if we use like Excel spreadsheet and all those kind of stuff, I have to wait for somebody to give me the timely information. So I love the dashboard. So when I see that, the country are not committing to what they have forecasted, or their pipeline are not right now, let's say not up to what we need for the commit, so I will talk to the country in our 2-quarter pipeline review meeting, and we will work on like what to do to be able to meet our forecast for the quarter. For Cisco, right? We have weekly commit, we have quarterly commit, we have monthly commit. So that's why the timely information for the leaders are really very important.
I'm really so happy to have you here today, because I remember before AI was popular, we were using machine learning for predictability 5 years ago, and you were probably the first user of the tools that we had at the time. So it has improved a long way. But if you had to pick of the many tools we have, the dashboard or the forecasting or the pipeline inspection or deal coaching, which one is, you have a favorite, or is that?
My favorite, I always tell people my favorite is the leadership dashboard. Like I mentioned to you, it has all the consolidation of what we need for the leader to run the business.
We were talking before this video that you have been consistently one of the most predictable leaders in the region. And I established a correlation, which obviously is not, it doesn't mean causation, but it does show that because you use those tools and your teams use those tools so much, over time you manage to be much more predictable, right? Is that the way you feel?
So Nando, I think I like to more think of myself as a great leader, but no, that's just a joke. But it's true. With information at the fingertips, for us to run the business, I think it gives predictability back to the business. So that's the reason why every morning, without fail, 5:30 a.m., exact console.
You have a snapshot, you know what's...
Yeah, correct.
one of the things also I really appreciate from the partnership we have had over years is that, we have a team that, and I talk about this before in other videos, that we listen to the field. This is where the good ideas come from. And your team has consistently come up with new ways of thinking that we have adapted and then become a norm for the rest of the theaters, right? What have you done in your mind for adoption to be so high in your patch, in ASEAN? What is it just because you use it? What is it that creates that adoption lift?
I guess I'm still trying to make sure that adoption is higher, especially, let's say, AI insights for sales. There is a little bit of caution to adopt it because of, people are worried about privacy and all this. But I think it all starts with the leader. So I used it. My leaders will use it, and my leaders will get also the sales team to use it as well. The other portion is most of the time we communicate the benefits of using it, and once the AM or the SE adopt one time, they will see the benefits and they will use it more frequently.
And I think those metrics is very good, right? And the way we use them, it turns to be more about, I check on a monthly basis, how are we doing versus the other geos, like EMEA, Americas. You guys check with the theaters. And it's all about to figure out, why did they manage to get an edge? Why are they using it more? And you want to learn, maybe it was an enabling session, maybe it was a hands-on session with the teams using it. I think it's very critical. We talked about in the past on adoption that 90% is change management, right?
Yeah.
And showing by example.
Yeah.
And more about praising the good that our sellers see it as a tool to augment them, to help them. In our industry is very typical in B2B, maybe less so in B2C, is that many sellers always talk about the art of selling versus the science of selling. Yeah. And I do believe there's an art of selling, right? And where the EQ plays a huge amount of weight, right? Yeah. But the science makes a seller that is strong on the EQ side unbeatable, right? And that's, to me, the message we try to convey, right? Differentiate, take advantage of what you're good at on the EQ side, knowing your customer best, reading the signs that are difficult, a machine doesn't read today, right? Yeah. But use the data, right, to do it better, to meet the customer needs in a much better way. Correct. Is this something you see as well with the best sellers, or who is more reactive to using AI?
I guess, definitely there's a science to selling, like you said, but there's also an art. But for a salesperson with the right EQ and right way of art, they will, with using data, with using the tools that we enable for them, they will be a much better seller. So this not just go with the AM, right? This is also with our pre-sales as well.
One last thing maybe, and this is related about how Cisco is thinking about AI. We have AI responsibility policies in place, but I think it also helps when you hear from the top leadership that the way we're using AI, this is not about you are gonna lose your job, or and I used in the past this argument with my own team, right? Is AI gonna replace me, or is it gonna augment me, right? And we are turning the conversation more into the augmentation, and with agentic AI, all of a sudden you have 3, 4, 10 agents helping you to do what before will take you days or weeks, right? How do you think the field receives that optimism maybe that we try to portray versus somehow what you see in the papers, or sometimes customers very concerned about AI is just gonna cut all the jobs or something like that? What's your personal opinion on this, or your experience?
I can't predict maybe 5 years or 10 years time, because technology change very fast. But for the next few years, we still need human in the loop. Yeah, even for, let's say, coding, you need somebody to be able to determine whether whatever requirements you put, your codes are doing correctly. So human in the loop is very important, particularly for sales team. We said it's an art. AI still doesn't know the art yet. Maybe it will with the models having to do reasoning. But our customers like to see people. Can you imagine you have to deal with AI assistant? But at this moment, I still think a human sales team is still required.
And what I'm noticing, at least like in this morning, I was talking to other executives, we value more now meeting for a coffee or for a...
Yeah.
It's almost like a precious time where you see another person,
Yeah, I know.
look in the eyes, see the expression.
Yeah.
So again, I'm an optimist. I think that this will be for the better. But Vicky, thank you very much. I really love the partnership we have and the adoption you have in your team. Keep it up.
Thank you. Thank you so much.